Morning, miners. This is Pakratt again. I thought I'd bring you along as I looked about doing something a little bit different. Well, a little bit different for what you might be used to. I've been looking at my mushroom farm here lately, and I have not been very impressed with how many have been coming out of it. In fact, it's kind of pathetic. And I looked it up right after I made it, and the reason it's so bad is simply because mushrooms spawn rate has changed significantly. Essentially, if there, yeah, there we go. If there is if there's more than 5 mushrooms in a certain area, they will just stop growing. So I thought I'd want to alter this around because I've found out what the areas are, and I think I have a plan for how to make it work. But needs to be completely redesigned in order to do it. Oh, there's the cactus farm over there, but we're not doing that today. Which kind of sucks because when I built this, I wasn't expecting to have to come back up and completely redo it. You never expect that. But what are you going to do? So I'm going to go ahead and start tearing this all apart, and then we'll see about completely redoing it. Okay, so I think I got enough room here to get started. So here's basically what I'm looking at. According to the wiki and from what I can understand, mushrooms now will grow within up to 5 within 9 by 9 by 3 area. By 9 by 9, of course, that's be the horizontal plane. So if there is mushroom, if there's a mushroom like say right here, it would have to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 blocks away from another mushroom before, or well, 10 blocks away from another mushroom before this one would grow. If there's already 5, like right here. So you need to keep them separated by a lot. Now, that would not be very helpful if you're looking at only on the horizontal plane. But, like I said, it's 9 by 9 by 1, 2, 3. So best I can figure, if you take your mushroom farm and you make it a vertical farm, you could actually get a lot more space a lot more stuff out of it with the space that you have. So what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to see if I can make it so that I can have water flows come down and bring mushrooms that are growing in vertical lines all to one point. Now, this has not been done before. I have never heard of anybody doing it, so you're going to have to forgive me. This may not work, but it's going to be interesting one way or the other. So let's see. Now, what I want to do is I want to have a line right here and have the water come out like right here because that was just a marker right there. Essentially, when you use water, water is going to flow to. Oh, hi, Michael. What happens with water is if there is a block below it up to 5 blocks away, then it will flow down to that. You don't even have to worry about it. You don't even have to worry about it veering or anything like that. So what I want to do is I want to be able to take it and put like a mushroom right here. Because if I put one here, the water should still go right past that point and leave that spot completely alone. And then all the mushrooms will flow right down here, fall to this point, and then if I did do that on the vertical plane, then have another water flow going through this way to push them all over to here where they'll collect in that direction. Now I'm going to have to do this twice because obviously there's more than one type of mushroom. There's there's the red ones and there's the brown ones. So the reason I had the mark here and have the mark here is because I'm going to have to make one farm on this side and one farm on this side 10 blocks away. By the way, the reason you're able to see it all, even though there's no torches, I had to turn the brightness settings all the way up just so I could see what I'm doing in here. Because since I'm working with mushrooms, I wanted to be able to work in near darkness. So it's pretty dark in here, but we can see what we're doing just fine. So I'm going to get back to this. I'm going to see if I can figure out at least something for the design here. Um, so I'll get back to you guys in a minute when I have something. I don't need you guys just watching me stare at dirt for 5 minutes. Well, it seems that in order to get 3 levels, which is the number of levels that I want to get, I'm going to have to destroy my roof just to get up there. Because right now I'm on the 2nd level. This is where the mushrooms are going to go. And the 3rd level is right here. And if you can tell from the sound, that would be grass right there. That would be the top of the hill behind my house. So we're going to have to ruin the aesthetics just a little bit up there just to make this work. Well, of course, I think it's worth it just so I can get these shrooms to grow. So we're just going to go ahead and do this. Okay, so I'm testing it out, and it looks like part 1 is successful. I was able to set it up so that each one of the streams will flow straight down like that. Nice and easy, right past where the mushroom's going to go. All the way up to the top. And this is the only source block that's in right now, so I'm going to take this out. They will all dissipate. I do have to move that one though. I do want that to start from here, so that does go 5 that way. We'll get to that. As for right now, it does work, so I'm just gonna, yeah. And the system seems to be a little bit laggy right now. It might have something to do with the fact that I'm playing with water. Luckily, I'm the only one on at the moment. Michael just left. He was only showing something for his live stream. And it's starting to get dark again, and seeing how I now have an open top, I think I'm going to have to go sleep, so I'll be back with you guys later. Okay, so the next thing I need to do is set up some automation for this whole process. Obviously, the easiest way that I can think of doing that would be to make it with pistons. So what we're going to do is we're going to set it up so that a piston is driven by a lever, which, well, it's going to be a lever that's way down there. I actually have the lever already set up. But right now, we're just going to set it up here so I can test it. And that lever is going to drive this piston to allow the water to flow down and to do, well, everything we need to have it do. Oh, I got to move this one around. I did move this one back by 1 block, so it should end up flowing just fine now. Like I said I had to do. So now that should flow when I hit this, and it should flow. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's going straight there. Oh, wait, we have a problem. It turned. Why did it turn? Now there's nothing there to allow it to turn, so that would be interesting. Okay, so I got to figure out what happened there. I'll get back to you guys in a bit. Ooh. Okay. Okay, so it seems I got this figured out. I was looking at this, and well, I've set it up so that it will flow 5 away and go straight towards that point. But unfortunately, what I didn't think of was when I put a sign there to keep it from continuing on, it would count that sign as a solid block. Of course, that's what water does. So when it flowed to that point, it then acted as if there was nothing there, so it just didn't register it. So the water is still going to flow to this point no matter what. And I can't exactly just eliminate that sign because that sign makes it so that the mushrooms drop straight down. That is a required point. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move where the mushroom is. I'm just going to move it to this point on each one of them instead of back there. And I don't think that'll be a huge issue. It's just a slight annoyance for the design that I had set up. I wanted to have the mushrooms on the same level because I was hoping that would actually make it work a little bit better. I don't know if it would, but, it would have been nice. At any rate, back to it. Back in a bit. So, one of the problems with making sure that your room is very dark, when you go out to sleep and come back, you may have to do a little extermination. So, I haven't ended up this time having some zombies showing up. Have to clear them out before I can keep going. No biggie, just annoying. Okay, so I did a little bit more rethinking here. And when I thought about it, if I did actually put the mushroom on this block right here, that would make it so that it is now not separated by 3 blocks vertically anymore. So it would not function on the ones below it. It would work on this level, of course, because this is the top level. But the ones down here would be affected by the one at this point below it. So that idea was next. So what I did is I actually took the signs that I had over here. I think I had it here originally, and then I moved down here and tried that. And instead, it's now down there. So instead of the water breaking at that point, it actually will still go all the way over there and drop down by 1. But on the one below it, you see I've already been digging, I already set up a lot of this stuff. On the one below it, I don't even know if I can show you anymore. Okay, there we go. On the one below it, it will stop. The mushrooms will drop through here and go straight down to the collection point down there. I had to stop what I was doing so I could show you guys what I was doing, because I kind of got a little bit ahead of myself, and there's the lag of the server again. I was wondering what was going on with that one. But I thought I'd show you before I put the last shroom in and lit the whole thing up. So there's that, or not lit the whole thing up, that would be retarded. Before I closed the whole thing up to keep it dark. That makes a lot more sense. So I'm going to cut this, and then I'm going to go ahead and cover this whole thing up and probably let it sit for quite a while, because mushrooms, well, they grow notoriously slow. So I don't expect anything out of this immediately. I just hope I expect something out of it eventually. We shall see. I won't set up the whole collection system at the bottom until I see a few of these coming out here to see if at least one side works. I'll be happy, because then I'll set up the other side and we'll get this whole thing running. So here's to it. Okay, so here we go. I'm looking over here, and when I look down here, now remember the mushroom that I have as a seed is back here somewhere, and I'm looking in here, and I have a mushroom right there. So they're at least that far. That means that there's at least 3 on that level, probably 4. If I'm going to be hopeful about that. So, oh, I forgot I got to hit the button. That's why I came up here. Duh. So we're going to hit the button. We're going to go down there, and we're going to see what we got. If there is at least 5, then it worked beautifully. That means that it produces more than the 4 that is allowable for a regular mushroom farm as far as the 9-foot thing. In which case, I'm fine with it. I'll reproduce it with a red one, and we will have shrooms. So let's see what we got. Yeah, now you get to see the outside of my house for those who have not watched the streams and all that other stuff. Oh, gotta remember to open the door. Hold on. Door's open. Let's see. So what have we got? Now, I don't have the feed set up yet, obviously, because this is just testing. So it should be feeding down to here. And I only got 3. Well, I'll play around with it a bit. We'll see if it gets any better, but that's generally what I was doing. So if you guys want to try it out for yourselves or have any suggestions for making it better, go right ahead. Get a hold of me. Oh, and if you guys have anything else that you want to see happening on the server or just in general, feel free to ask me any questions that you got. If you want to see like the cactus farm, or you want to see, or you want to know why I do what I do, because I basically don't do stuff unless I have a reason for doing it. There's a reason that my wheat farm has a roof to it over top of me instead of over top of the crops. There's a reason that my tree farm is the way it is. There's a reason for everything. So if you guys ever want to know why I did something, feel free to ask and I'll let you know. And until then, you guys have a good one.